again, Broncos country.
Really excited to chop up some Broncos with you all this week.
Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS.
Favorite time of the week, but not for the Raiders, Chargers, or Chiefs. So grab your brews in your fantasy league. We got that blue and orange blood that you bleed. The most loyal fans there ever could be. We are that mile high Broncos country.
Orange Weekly. Fans, brews, and Broncos news.
Hey, what's going on, Broncos country? It's game day, and I'm here wearing the Broncos shades as I normally do because I wish I was out there with Kev, who, as I pull him in, forgot. There he is. Hey, Kev's out actually tailgating out there in Denver. How's the scene right now?
So I can't hear you. I forgot my headphones. So
okay,
if you can hear me, okay. Okay, if you can hear me, I'm gonna hand it. I'm just gonna kind of go into it for a little bit before we head on to the stadium. Hey, Scott, I'm gonna try and get the flag man over here. We're at the flag man tailgate. If you've never been here in Mile High, or if you have before and you're looking for a great tailgate spot, come on down to Lot C. You can't miss all of the flags. This is the flag man right here. He has, I don't know, 40, 50 flags flying. Very welcoming. He's a great guy. Today's actually his birthday as well. So hopefully we get some of that birthday luck going into the game. So I'll tell you what, there's a little bit more Eagles fans here than I was, hoping for. But, we'll hopefully have to shut them down pretty quickly. But, a couple of things right off the bat. I'm sure, Jared, you're going to get into it. But pretty much everybody who is questionable going into this game is active. And that's huge. I mean, you're talking about one big one that I was worried about, Pat Surtain, him being active is huge for our defense. And so I'm really, that's given me a lot of confidence going into this. But I tell you what, man, I'm excited for this game. Looking at what we did last week, if we can continue that momentum, I know we don't have Pat Shurmur, but with Shula calling the plays, you can hear it, man. Lots of excitement here. Hopefully we can come out of the gate and avoid that slow start. I'm not saying that the slow starts are all based on Shurmur playing or calling the plays, but if Shula can come in and say, hey, I'm going to try something different, we can get something going, get some points on the board early, and really start controlling the game. But I'm going to move over here and see if I can get Scott's opinion on some things and at least give him a happy birthday. But hey, Scott, you want to say happy? This is Scott here, flag man.
How you doing?
Scott,
happy birthday, man.
what's going on?
Thanks for always having us here at your tailgate and whatnot. But
Thank you very much.
we're a huge fan of yours. So, but yeah. So, what are some of your thoughts on the game, really quickly?
Well, I think we need to, I don't know, maybe run the ball a little bit.
Definitely.
It's got to be, 40 runs, 30 passes at most. I mean, we got to run the ball. And I think if we do that, we're going to be okay. You can't let Hurts get out there and do stupid, crazy plays.
Yep.
Shut him down.
I like it, man.
Yeah.
Control Hurts, keep him in the pocket, or if he does get out, bring him down, break up those long passes.
They can do something stupid.
Exactly.
He'll hold on to the ball. He'll be there to be sacked.
Exactly.
So I think the turnovers are there for the taking if we just do the right things.
Awesome. Hey, Scott, thanks a lot, man. Remember, everyone, come on down to the Flagman Tailgate. Scott's fantastic. His wife, Betsy is fantastic as well. Flag ma'am. So these guys are fantastic. Make sure you come down and visit them if you're tailgating at Mile High. But I'll pass it off to you, man. Hey, thanks. Okay, Jared, just because I can't hear you very well at all, and I can't answer any questions, I'll pass it back over to you, man. But, dude, Mile High, lots of orange today. Weather is great. You can't ask for a better weather day. So thanks a lot, and hopefully everybody who's watching, go Broncos. Enjoy the game. We got the bye week next week, so get a little break of football, I guess, which is probably a bad thing, but you got to have a bye week in there. So, but anyway, hey, thanks, Jared. I'm going to go ahead and just sign off, but thanks, buddy, and go Broncos.
Go Broncos for sure. All right, well, hey, Kev did a great job over there. Super happy that he's out there to be able to party with them. Guys, make sure you're posting your comments and questions as we start getting into some things. He mentioned a lot of really important stuff, and I want to get into the first one. Let's talk about the injury report, because I think that's something we were all talking about in this week. The injury bug has hit the Broncos. Every year I feel like it's definitely worse and worse, but this year it just seems so bad. And these are the guys that were questionable going into this game that are going to play. So this is really big for us. Pat Surtain, we all know the issues that we have in the secondary. Super good that he's in. Tim Patrick was one. While he is technically listed as our third receiver, he really is our number one on certain given weeks. So I love having him back. Dalton Reisner, with all the injuries to the offensive line, Dalton Reisner is active today. Now let's talk about on the defensive side. Malik Reed, Shelby Harris, Caden Stearns, and Baron Browning all active today, and I know that's a big part of that. I know Caden Stearns was a big one. I think he's one interception away from breaking the rookie interception record for the Denver Broncos, so that is super cool. And Baron Browning, having that linebacker depth, obviously super nice. He's been playing very well there with Young. And I think he can keep that up if we keep that there. Albert O also active today with Fant still being out. So that is nice that we'll have Albert Okwuegbunam at the tight end piece. So this is the next piece that we're going to talk about. And I really appreciate your guys' questions. This goes a lot easier with just me if you guys post your questions. So let's talk about this one, Chris. Question now, if the offense doesn't do well, who do we blame now? Obviously, if you guys aren't tracking, our offense coordinator, Pat Shurmur, is out with COVID this week, and it looks like Mike Shula is going to be making the calls, he's been our quarterback coach here for a few years. I'm pretty excited about it. I was kind of hoping that would have been Munchak making the calls because he is an offensive line coach, and in my experience, offensive line coaches like to run the ball more than they like to pass it. So I was kind of hoping Mike Munchak would step up, but what I'm going to see here is I think you'd like to see a little bit more creativity. This is a guy that's possibly going out to be an offensive coordinator at another team, and I think that's kind of important for us to realize. He's going to start taking some chances. We might see some plays we've never seen before from the Broncos, whether they hit or miss. Luckily, I say this saying luckily we found out about Pat Shurmur being out midway through the week, so we had a couple practices to kind of practice what he was going to go through and what he was going to do. If the offense doesn't do well this game, which again, I don't want to be pessimistic here, but if the offense doesn't, we don't have anybody to blame, and really it's got to be a systematic thing, and the systematic changes from the top. And we could get into a whole different podcast, and we have a couple times in the Bourbon Broncos No BS shows for that. Before we go any further, I want to make sure you guys are going over to Ragers, following Ragers on Twitter. We weren't able to record Ragers this week due to some scheduling conflicts between Ray and myself, but he does have a couple really good picks, and hint, one of them is going to be Williams with the running the ball. So I think that's huge. So speaking of betting, if you want your free bets, make sure that you are downloading our DraftKings app. Obviously, we're sponsored by DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers who bet just $1 on either team to score can win $100 in free bets when that team scores. If you score, you win. All right, if Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, DraftKings won't leave you empty-handed. Everyone can play for huge cash prizes all season long with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports Contest. All right, all we need you to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now, use that promo code TPPN, and bet $1 on either team to score, and you win $100 in free bets. It's that easy. If they score, you score with promo code TPPN this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. As always, you must be 21 years or older, new customers only. Minimum $5 deposit without $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. All right, let's get into it. Let's see. Let's see if we got any questions here. We got a lot of Let's Go Broncos. Obviously, I am really excited to see Kev on the field and what he's doing over there and all the people. He did say there was a lot of Philly fans though, so I'm a little disappointed in that. So we'll see. Yes, Rob, thank you so much. Our YouTube is only 30 subs away from 100, so go make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube. A lot of our shenanigans, the fun stuff that we have going on, is all happening over on YouTube. Also, all of our podcasts are live streamed now on our YouTube page, so make sure you guys are following that. All right, so big problems this week today. Big problems today. Oh my gosh, I can't speak today. Big problems today that I'm looking at is this is a huge game. I think there might be a lot of pressure in Dove Valley right now because going into a bye week 6-4 is a huge difference in going in 5-5 into a bye week. Obviously, we already kind of felt that sort of bye week pressure when we had that Thursday night game. And I think coming out with a win is huge. Coming out with a win is huge for not only the team, but for the coaching staff a little bit and for Broncos country. Some of our hearts can't take it much longer, this losing ways. So I think we have to come out and score. So go ahead and give me you guys' keys to the game as I get ready to talk to him. I think my key to the game, I think the flag man said it perfectly. I think running the ball is going to be the key to the game. And that's what we did against Dallas. We do the same thing. We control the clock, and we win this game. I don't think Philly... I don't think we can overlook Philly, but I do think that there's a way that we can take this game and control it, make it ours. It might be a close game, but I'd like to see it on the other side for us. You know, when normally our games, we get out there and they score first, and it seems like we're playing catch up, and it never seems like we ever have control of the game. And then somehow it ends up being a close score, and on the scoreboard it looks like it was a close game, but it wasn't. I want to see that for the other side. I want to see us score quick. Thanks, Rob. I want to see us score quick and then get out there and control the clock and make sure that we continue to control the clock. Dan with a big prediction here, going to go 6-4 and then 7-4 after the bye week. That's huge. I mean, you're talking about an AFC West team or an AFC West division who all the teams right now have 5 wins, which I think is absolutely unreal. And yeah, I think if we can go 7-2, win our next 2 weeks, we have a really good chance of being top of the AFC West. And obviously that's the one thing that we're trying to do. So, ooh, sorry. Okay, let's see. Keep running the ball outside. I do like that concept. Both Melvin Gordon and Williams having a very good job running the ball. I think running the ball outside in zone, I think they're much better in zone reads than they are in power. So I definitely agree with that. The quarterback that I also had never heard of him. I don't know where he came from. I could do a little bit of research for you, Dan. I'm not 100% sure who he is or where he came from, but Rippon is eligible to play. So I do think, I thought that Rippon was ready to go, but maybe I'm mistaken there. Yep, and going back to Rob, Denver's defense got to get started strong and keep that momentum from last week. Give me just a second. I'm going to see if I can find out. Keep posting your questions, guys. Sorry, I'm a little slow. I'm by myself today. Normally I do this without with somebody else. So I'm going to see if maybe we can get Rob in here. I'm sure he would love to join us to help me out here. Was that LSU? We played for the Seahawks, and so Chris, I guess that's the answer there. I guess he's a traveling guy. Yeah, like I said, when I saw it, I never really had an issue. I never really thought that this was going to be a game. I know we were really worried about the Kendall Hinton situation because of everybody being COVID protocols. If you guys don't know, if you are vaccinated, there's no need to, all you have to do is have a couple negative tests. There's no need to ROM regardless of close contact or not. You just have to have a couple negative tests and you're good to go. So luckily we have Teddy Bridgewater this week, which is going to be huge. And here we are, Rob, coming to save the day. I appreciate you. I can only talk so much without getting the dry mouth. So, hey, Rob, welcome. What do you think? I know you were talking about in the chat there. We were talking about the defense. Let's go ahead and talk about the defense. What do you want to say?
So, yeah, the defense definitely has to keep up the momentum from last week. We have to keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket. We cannot let him get outside and let him get loose. Obviously, our front line definitely has to keep the running game to a minimum. And I think our secondary looks really good. The fact that Patrick Surtain's going to be playing is going to be an absolute plus. We definitely just have to keep everything in front of the sticks. Don't let anybody behind us. Definitely, play the long ball appropriately. But more importantly, our offense has to, as Ayla loves to say, gel and gel soon and gel early. As you can see, I'm wearing the Color Rush today in honor of them wearing the Color Rush at home. Unfortunately, it is Derek Wolfe. Definitely missed that guy, but all the same. Just definitely the defense has to start strong, has to, get Jalen Hurts rattled and just mess up his day. Eat him for lunch, as I like to say.
Yes, and I think the big one is to be able to follow him. I think we need to keep the spy on that guy. He's one of those guys that can take off his legs if you let him, and that's been an issue with the Broncos in the past. Being able to control somebody that's able to take off with their legs. Usually it's up the middle of the field. Usually we can control from the outside and they take off up the middle of the field. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's see. It looks like Brett Rippon is cleared to play today, so I think he will be our backup, which is nice. I was definitely looking into that. Just in case something does happen to Teddy Bridgewater, I want to make sure that we have that backup going. Yeah, I got to keep him in the pocket. I think that's a huge part about it. And no, Chris, I'm not showing your chat. Don't you do that. So what do you think about our offense? What is our key to our new offense?
Like Kevin said and the flagman said, we have to run the ball. We have to run the ball. We have to jam it down their throats. As you guys saw last week, running the ball opened up the play action, opened up the play, the passing game, and that's definitely going to be a key. I definitely like how Javonte Williams performed in last game against the Cowboys. He ran angry, he ran pissed off, and that's the kind of running that I think we're going to need. I definitely like how they switched the backs up and, kind of gave everybody a little bit of a break. I think we're definitely going to be pretty good. We got Jerry Jeudy back. We got Noah Fant back. We got Albert Okwuegbunam. So I think as long as we use, some two tight end sets, the big fronts up, up front to run the ball, I think we'll be in prime position. But like I said, we cannot start flat. We have to start fast, and we have to keep that momentum through the entire game, just like we did last week. If we can play a game like that again against the Eagles and go to the bye week 6-4 and get even more people rest and get more people back, and most of all, everybody stay safe. Unfortunately, COVID is a real thing that we unfortunately have to deal with. But if we can just, stay away from people that we're not around on a normal basis, Drew Lock, that's a little shout out to you there, buddy. But, and Pat Shurmur, we'll see. I mean, this is, like you were saying, Jared, this is definitely going to be a look into the future. Because, if Shurmur doesn't work out, it's Shula that calling plays this week, right?
Mike Shula.
Yeah, then we'll be able to see, kind of where his mind is at and game plan is at, and, we'll have a better idea moving forward in the future. But like I said, man, I can't emphasize it enough. We got to start fast. Defense has to start fast. And offense, if we get the ball first, we got to go down and score. We can't be settling for field goals. Now, I would like to just kind of push the narrative, from Richie from our YouTube stream on the post-game podcast. I definitely like hashtag McManus from midfield to break the record. I think that would be freaking awesome. I don't know if there's any wind down there in Denver today or anything. It looked like there was a little bit from Kevin's short broadcast. But, I think that would be awesome for McManus to break the record and bring that back home to Denver, baby.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he can do it. We just haven't given him the opportunity to. How's my audio? Is it better?
Yeah, you're good.
Awesome. Good. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys, for calling me out on it. Yeah, sometimes this little program I got going doesn't really work out for me, so keep letting me know. So it's not windy in Colorado, Travis says, which I love. So yeah, I like that. I like it. Hashtag McManus from midfield. I like it. Let's do it. So the other thing I want to talk about is, like, I kind of mentioned it earlier in the show, and what I'm really looking forward to from a coaching perspective is how is Mike Shula going to step up and make his claim to be an offensive coordinator in this league somewhere else? And I think that's the next step for him. Right now, he's a quarterback coach for the Denver Broncos. Is he going to make that next step and be an offensive coordinator, whether it's for us or for somebody else in the future? This is an interview for him, so I'm kind of interested to see how he plays our offense with the weapons that we have in a game against a beatable team in the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Shula definitely, like you said, this is definitely an interview for him, moving forward. And that's what I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see how the game starts, if we start on offense, and see what his play calling is going to be like. I just think that we had such a good game plan for the Cowboys, especially beating the number one the number one offense in the league after a 6-game winning streak. A lot of people say that Denver gave everybody else the blueprint to beat Dallas, which I agree with and I don't agree with, because on any given Sunday, any team could beat anybody. Hell, look at the I think it was the Miami Dolphins gave the Ravens a run for their money.
And then last week you're talking Jacksonville beat Buffalo. There was a lot. Last week was pretty interesting to see how many teams, kind of underdog teams. I mean, we were underdogs by 10 points. They were favored to beat us by 10 points.
Yeah, and we absolutely demolished them. So, again, Denver, Broncos country, you guys got to get loud. You guys got to stay loud. And show them what it's like to play at a mile above sea level.
Yeah, so last I heard, it looks like Miners is going to be that guard spot. Obviously, having Dalton Reisner back, he probably will play that other guard spot. But in the absence, I think we're getting word that Miners has the go ahead to start. Muti will be backing up if either one of them go down on injury, which I like both those guys. I think both those offensive linemen. I think we have the most depth at guard in the NFL. And I'll say that all day. I think we have the best depth in the NFL when it comes to the guard position. Tackle, Anderson coming in. We'll see how he plays at the absence of Garrett Bowles again. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that offensive line holds up, and I think that's a big part of this. They still have a lot of big guys, Fletcher Cox on the other side, that are going to be able to get penetration and get pressure onto Teddy Bridgewater. So we're going to need the quick passes / what we were talking about earlier, establish the run to set up the pass, make them afraid of the run, and that'll help us out in the future.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Our definitely, again, a shout out to our backup linemen from last week. With the injuries that we had to Graham Glasgow, those guys played phenomenal. I don't think we would have scored as many points if they weren't playing phenomenal. So again, whoever gets the start today, they just have to come together, play for each other, play for the city, and play for the win. Fletcher Cox definitely is a game wrecker. He's on that Von Miller and Aaron Donald level of play for sure. God, I miss Von Miller already.
He hasn't even played a snap with the Rams yet, and we're just like, ah, man. But hey, look, last week, without Von Miller, Jonathan Cooper, both of them had very good games. Again, Caden Stern's playing very well. Our rookies this year, let's just talk a little bit about these guys. Pat Surtain obviously was the first. Williams just having an amazing. Nobody can bring that guy down. Caden Stearns, Baron Browning playing on the defensive side, starting linebacker. Obviously, Pat Surtain starting. Caden Stearns coming in and making huge plays, especially when we need them. I think this rookie class that we have right now is just playing phenomenally, and we need them to continue playing phenomenally throughout the rest of the season to be eligible for the playoffs. Yeah, no, absolutely.
With everything that went on from last week, like John was saying, I hate to beat a horse to death, but I'm still riding the high from beating them Cowboys. The Eagles definitely are a talented team. I think Jalen Hurts is definitely improving and could be a great quarterback of the future. But we definitely need to put a stop to that today and definitely show the Eagles offense whose house they're playing in this week. You don't come to Mile High and just expect to win. You're going to have to fight tooth, nail, blood, sweat, and tears to get that W.
Yeah, I think ultimately the most embarrassing thing is not going to be losing to a 2-win team. It's going to be the fact that there are Eagles fans in our. I mean, I still to this day, I think the most embarrassing part for the Dallas Cowboys last week wasn't the fact that they lost when they were favorited. It was the fact that we had more people in their stadium, and I think that's really what it came down to. So, yeah, I'd be embarrassed if we had a lot of Philly fans, and towards the end of the game we're leaving. But again, I'm being an optimist. Let's be an optimist a little bit. So
absolutely.
I think we still have our three. Jerry Jeudy coming off of a big game. I think he's going to have another big game. I think Williams again. I'm going to double down on Williams for absolutely everything. I think he is just playing phenomenally, and I think that we just need to keep giving the ball. Both of our running backs are playing very, very good football right now, and we just got to keep giving the ball.
Right, and I know you and Ray were not able to do Ragers, but what is the point spread on this game, Jared?
So I will, let me pull it up right now. Earlier it was 3.5, which basically means we are favorited by a couple points, but we're at home, so they're giving us the extra half a point. Let me double check my DraftKings Sportsbook app right now.
Absolutely.
Make sure you use that promo code TPPN if you're a first-time user. Let's see. Game today.
And those lines change throughout the week.
Yep, depending on the betting public. Oh, so we are Philly's favorited by 1 point.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
so on DraftKings right now, Philadelphia is favored, which means for the betting public, this means that normally 1 point spread can go either way. Normally 1 point is if the home team usually gets that 1 point. So they're probably favored by 3 points, but because it is in Denver, they're pulling that down to a 1 point spread. Yeah, they're favored by 1 point right now on DraftKings Sportsbook. Don't be betting against
Denver this week.
At this point, I might go on and put my bets down there. And if you go over to Ragers, he has some other lines, a couple of them, pretty big lines that I'm pretty sure. Let's see, he's taken Williams and McManus field goals over, and make sure you guys head over to see the rest of those bets. But I like the Williams yards. I like Williams reception yards every single week. I've been taking those. He's been doing pretty well with those. And 1.5 field goals for Brandon McManus. Hashtag McManus from midfield.
Yes, sir. Hashtag McManus from midfield. Let's bring that record back home to Denver, baby. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm not much of a betting man. I like to save my money and buy stuff that I like to, that interests me. But yeah, absolutely, those are definitely fire lines to take. Shout out to DraftKings for supporting Orange Weekly. And again, for everybody that's watching and that will watch this, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and do that. We are about 30 subs away from being able to be youtube.com/Orange Weekly. Share it with your friends, family. My son, a couple of his friends have liked and subscribed to the page. My mother, believe it or not. But yeah, let's get our subs up to 100. But moving on from that, Jared, what's your score prediction for the game?
Yeah, so as we get into score predictions, go ahead and start posting yours, because Rob, you won last week, right?
No, not last week. I won the week before.
It's the week before. You won the week before against that's right, against, was it Washington?
Yeah, Washington.
Yep. So this one's interesting. I think the Broncos can take this. I think there's more to this right now than just a football game for the Denver Broncos. We need to go into the bye week at 6-4. That's just what it comes down to. So I think we come out on top. I think it's a low-scoring game. I don't see us putting up 30 points again for some reason. I definitely don't see us putting up 30 unanswered with the injuries that we have on both sides. But I definitely like to see 20, 24. That would give us 28. It gives us 2 field goals to get us our bet. 28-17 Broncos. I think our defense is good enough to be able to stop Jalen Hurts. And again, with the track record, Vic Fangio very good against young quarterbacks, especially young quarterbacks he has a little bit of film on. So I expect us to be able to stop. I say, 28-17 Broncos. Pretty close to what Anthony's talking here.
Okay,
What about you, Rob?
I don't know, man. I was kind of struggling with this once you started broadcasting. Initially, I wanted to say 21-14, but I have to agree with you. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go 28-17. Denver.
That's what I just guessed.
Yeah. No.
So you're gonna go with the same guess.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go the same, Jared. I was gonna say 21, but I'm like, I could just see us scoring more than 21 points. So you kind of beat me to it.
All right, Thomas, I just posted the YouTube link there for anybody else that wants to go in and subscribe to the YouTube channel. The YouTube link is in the comments. So, yeah, I think this 28-17 kind of seems, 28-10 even seems like a really good, like, realistic expectation. 35-10, I would absolutely love that. Oh, man, if we could go out at 35 I was not suspecting a 30-16. I was not expecting 30-0. I didn't even see the last two scores. They cut off my game. In Philly, they cut off my game, or in Arizona, they cut off my game to go to a different game because it was a blowout. It was 30-0. And I think, Rob, you were the one that was texting me don't worry, I got you, brother. I'll let you know what's going on. You're like, what the heck? Like, they're scoring. What happened?
I tried to FaceTime you and just that way you could watch the rest of the game. But yeah, I didn't know that they cut it off there once they hit 30, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, when it's that bad of a shellacking. For lack of a better word, yeah, I could see them. Yeah, let's move over to a different game. But yeah, I think that would be phenomenal. 35 points, over 30 points, 2 weeks in a row, heading into the bye. That would light the path on fire. Moving forward, our most difficult games obviously are going to be in our division. I think we go Chargers Chiefs after the bye week. If I'm correct on that. So if I'm wrong, I apologize. But that's going to be our toughest games. I think the only other non-divisional opponents that we have in the last stretch of the season is I think the Bengals and the Lions. And Bengals look good. Joey Burrow looks good.
Yeah, Joe Burrow's looking good.
But the Lions, sorry, I don't think Lions are going to get a W against Denver. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I mean would be another embarrassing one. Yeah, let's see the rest of our Chargers Chiefs coming out of the bye week, and I think it was Chris that mentioned they're expecting us to come out of the bye week and win another game.
Yep, it was.
And let's see. Yep. So we got Eagles, and then we're going Broncos. Broncos, Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs, and then we go Lions, Bengals, Raiders, Chargers, Chiefs. So yeah, we have two non-divisional games. Those are going to be tough ones. It's a tough coming. That's why we got to go into this bye towards the top of the AFC West. I don't think that going in 6-4 would be really nice to finish out, to just get another 3 to 4 wins in the back end of this season to be able to make the playoffs. And again, I get it, and I'm again not being a pessimist. We're not a Super Bowl team, and I don't think there's any realistic Broncos fan that thinks that we're going to continue out and be a Super Bowl team. However, I do think that we have the capability to make it to the playoffs and make a good statement for ourselves in the playoffs if we can continue playing consistently. That's the piece, and that's why I'm a little nervous about this game, because I'd love to see us go out to do what the Philadelphia Eagles, what we did to the Dallas Cowboys, but we've been hurt before. Rob, we've been hurt before, and I don't want that to come down again.
Yeah, no, we definitely have. We just have to play smart. I think Justin Simmons is the new face of the franchise. I hate to use that term so quickly after Vaughn's exit, but I think he's definitely going to be a leader that the team can look to and rely on. Justin Simmons. Get us fired up on defense, man. Get some picks. Jalen Hurts is definitely capable of throwing us picks. He's thrown quite a few already. We just got to get him. We just got to make him uncomfortable. Just let him know, look, bro, this is our house. You are not getting this dub. So you might as well just give us the ball back so we can get McManus at midfield and break this damn record. Jared, let me ask you a question. If you could give a yardage on where you would want McManus to break the record, where would it be?
So what is it right now? 54, 56?
No, isn't it 60 something?
Oh my goodness. Is it 60? Like it was 64?
I think it's like 64. I think it's 64.
Oh, 64 or 66. Yeah, so it's 64 because it was 62. Oh man. Yeah, I that's tough. I feel like he can do it. I'm not saying, especially in the mile high air with that altitude. I just, 65. It's hard for a coach, and I'm gonna defend the coaching staff here. It's hard for a coach to go out there and be like, hey, we're still on our side of the football field still. Yeah, send the kicker. And the only way we'd do that is if we were maybe up by a couple scores and it was towards the end of the game that we weren't afraid of turning the ball over on our own 40-yard line.
I feel like personally, if he could hit from 67, I think that would solidify the record. Like nobody would even be like, no, I'm not touching that record. No.
Yeah, that'd be a record long in the books, but maybe an end of game thing if it got that close. So first of all, and the other thing too, I want to shout out to everybody commenting. We'll look back. I really do hope. Like Thomas, thank you so much. You've been helping me out, brother. 31-13 Broncos, big time score. Again, I think that's if we could do the same thing to Dallas that we did against Philly. Paula, thank you so much. 24-10. And then Mom, yep, thanks, Mom. Looking forward to another win, 24-17. That's my mom, everybody. That's my daughter in her profile picture there. So,
hi, Jared's mom. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. Speaking of mom, this is some mom shit right here. I guess Dallas took their ass whooping hard last week. They seem to be finding those first downs today. They're actually playing very well. And it's funny, I was watching the Dallas game. I was watching the Red Zone earlier before I jumped on here, and they were talking about how it's like, man, this is not the same Dallas team we saw last week. And it was like, yeah, a little bit of heart love in there, a little bit of heartfelt feeling. So, Chris brings up a good part, and I like this. And this can go into another segment here, Rob. What are your predictions for like individual things? So we're going to bring up a couple. He thinks Cooper gets 2 sacks. PS2 gets his interceptions. Williams gets 2 touchdowns on 100 yards. That's a lot. Gordon getting 100 yards. So we're rushing for over 200 yards today. Bridgewater 80% in his passing. I'll tell you this right now, Chris, if we can run for 200 yards between the two running backs and get 2 touchdowns on the ground, I absolutely guarantee Bridgewater goes for over 80% because that means we're not throwing very often and he's being able to take the safer throws and being able to read his guys, and he's going to have the time. So I would love, if that's the case, now we're talking about Thomas's prediction, right? If we could do that, we're talking about Thomas's prediction here. All good in the hood. I think that'd be awesome. PS2 with an interception. Cooper gets 2 sacks. What do you think? Is there anything on there that you'd like to add?
That seems really good. In my eyes, I would like to see the interceptions kind of spread around a little bit. I'd like to see PS2 get one. I'd like to see Simmons get one. Hell, let's get who is the other corner? Not Stearns. Let's see Stearns get one. He's been playing lights out.
That would break that rookie interception record for the Broncos.
Absolutely. Definitely think Cooper is more than capable of getting 2 sacks. I would honestly say with Jalen Hurts being that he's such a green rookie, no pun intended. Honestly, I haven't watched a whole lot of Philly games. I've only seen the highlights, both the highlights and the lowlights. But Cooper getting 2-3 sacks I think shouldn't be a problem. I would definitely like to see Shelby Harris maybe get a batted pass or 2. But I definitely can see Javonte Williams rushing for 100 yards. Melvin Gordon, I don't know if Melvin's gonna get 100. Melvin is more of the flashy, spin move, juke, hurdle type of runner. But Javonte Williams just is a tank. He's a damn wrecking ball. So definitely, I could definitely see him hitting 100 yards easy this week. What are your thoughts, Jared, on the Eagles defensive line with the run?
Yeah, so against the run, I said the same thing, and luckily against the Cowboys, we saw that there was a weakness there on the defensive side. But I think we could take advantage of the run. Fletcher Cox is a pass rusher, and that's what he's known for. And I think that we could take advantage of that inside, that interior, which plays well to the Williams. Now the outside runs, I mean, both of them can play well in the outside runs. I kind of disagree with you there. I think don't get me wrong, I think Williams is the better running back right now where we're standing. But I think Gordon can get the job done. I think he can get 100 yards. And I like to compare them kind of like I compare Tim Patrick and Cortland Sutton. It's kind of like the mom and dad rule, right? Like you're going to get 100 yards from one of those guys. One of those guys is going to have a good game. But from the betting side, this is a Ragers pun that I use. From the betting side, who are you going to bet on? And from a fan fight side, you love it because now you have two great wide receivers, you have two great running backs, and either one of them can get the job done. And that's why I like that mom and pop thing, like, which one am I going to for that cookie, right? Which one am I going to for that bet? I think Gordon has the ability to break off a huge run because I think he's got the speed to be able to hit the hole faster. And Williams, if he's going to break off a huge run, he's probably taken about 9 guys with him, which again, love it 100%. So I could see both these things happening. I could see 100 yards. I just don't know if they're both going to get 100 yards. I think once we figure out who's playing well and what their defense is playing against our offense, then we start taking advantage of it. The other thing I want to say though is they're also very, very aggressive on the blitz, the Philadelphia Eagles. So I would not be surprised to see a couple screens to those guys. So before this game starts, I got to text Ray some money and see if I can get on some of that running back receiving yards.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I think with Philly being a blitz heavy defense, I think that's definitely going to open the option for RPOs, for play action. Yeah, sure, go ahead and blitz us. We're just going to run it up the middle and just gash you for 20, 30 yards. I would like to say every time, but it doesn't always happen every time. I think Judy's going to have a big game today. I think if we can get him over the middle. Because they are so blitz heavy, I think that's going to open up some passes over the middle, definitely on some slants and posts as well. I think we have all the talent in the world to beat this Eagles team today. I believe it wholeheartedly, but we definitely just have to start fast and score as much as possible, because like I said before. Any given Sunday, any team's able to beat anybody. So we definitely need to play smart. Hopefully Shula has enough experience and enough time to dial up a great offensive game plan. And to your point, Jared, Coach Fangio is very good with rookie quarterbacks. He is able to confuse them enough to let our defense shine, to let our guys on the end pin their ears back and get after the quarterback. Definitely. I would like to see Cortland Sutton have a little bit of a bigger game today. He hasn't been playing to his potential that we've seen. And quite frankly, I'm getting tired of getting screwed on fantasy because I like him so much. I keep putting him on my damn starting lineup.
Hey, I'm telling you, mom and pop. One of Tim Patrick or Cortland Sutton. Those are guys going to be one of them is going to have a 100-yard game. Melvin Gordon Williams, one of them is going to have a 100-yard game. Like, that's just how it works for our team. And like, it sucks because we always sit here and talk about how bad our offense is, but all that encompasses like our team has the talent around them. I want to answer a couple questions, and then I want to talk about something we haven't talked about yet, and I'm kind of surprised we haven't. But first of all, Shane, I did look this up. Shelby Harris has a 3-year contract he signed back in March, so that will get him through the 2024 season. At the end of the 2023-2024 season, he should be back on contract. So yeah, we have him for 3 years. And he's getting paid $10 million for this year. But hey, let's talk about one thing we haven't talked about today. Noah Fant. We missed him last week because of the COVID list, because he was on the COVID list. He's back, and he's been underutilized all season. What about a big game from him?
I would love to see a big game from him. Combine him with Albert O. I think a lot of teams, as of late, has seen how good of a tight end Albert O can be. So I'm hoping that with Albert O playing the way that he has, they might put a little more attention on him and let Noah Fant, have a great game. I also hope that with Noah Fant coming back from COVID protocols. Now, did he actually get COVID, or was he just a close contact?
So they're not allowed to kind of submit what that is unless the player or the coach submits it himself. We don't know what it was, but he had, I think it depends. I don't know. I think the whole point of it is to try to keep that part under wraps, whether they're vaccinated or not, all that other stuff. Right. Regardless, he was either unvaccinated and a close contact, or he had it. Those are the two options.
Right. So with that being said, I hope that with Noah Fant coming back, there are no lingering effects from that, especially with playing in Mile High where the altitude and the air is a little thinner. But I would love to see a big game from him. I actually, on one of my leagues, I had Noah Fant on the injured reserve bench from COVID. So, I want to see what he does this week. Let everybody heal up over the bye week, and then let's attack the second half of this season strong. And like I said before, we've got 7 games left after the bye week, and most of our games are division, games. Let's show the AFC West who runs this division, because it doesn't look like it's Patrick Mahomes, because he hasn't been playing to his ability that he has previously, and I mean Herbert looks good, surprisingly enough, but I think our team has all the talent in the world, and we should be able to have a very good, strong second outing after the bye week.
Yeah, 100%. I want Noah Fant. I want Noah Fant to get more involved in this game. There was the game. I don't remember which game it was, but he had a short out route. I think it was like a 3rd and 5, and I think he had like a 3-yard out route, and everybody was mad about the play call to get it to the one-on-one tie down on the outside against a DB. And the DB made the tackle. He caught the ball, and the DB made the tackle. And I think everyone was kind of expecting him to step up a little bit and break the tackle or get that extra couple yards that we needed. And he didn't. And I think that's just something that we're seeing from that. And not to bring up negativity here, but I want to see him come back and be the Noah Fant that I remember. Be the Noah Fant that I remember breaking. Like, I think he broke like 15 yards, like 15 tackles or something on the way to. I knew you were gonna do this. And I'm just,
Jared, I got to, man. Come on.
All right, he's muted. So now we're gonna oh man, with the team puffball. I knew it too. I think who was it earlier that said team puffball? I was like, I'm not showing your comment, but that's fine. No, I think Noah Fant being involved is gonna be a big piece to this this Broncos offense going forward.
This one is actually blue and orange, not black and orange like David. Shout out to David, baby.
I absolutely love this one, the military one. So, all right, so the game's getting ready to start here in about, let's say about 15 minutes. So any last minute, yeah, there's Chris with it. I'll let you go. All right.
Boy, Chris.
All right. So we got 15 minutes. Let's talk about last predictions, last minute thoughts, as we get ready to play the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey, my last minute thoughts are the same thoughts that I had when we started this. When you so graciously allowed me to get on here with you, Jared. We got to start fast. Defense has to start fast. Offense has to start fast, and we got to score. We got to score on our first, drive, and we got to keep scoring. Absolutely get Jalen Hurts uncomfortable, get him off his game, and definitely, play to our ability. We shocked the world in beating the number 1 offense against the Cowboys. We should be able to beat the Eagles. I'm just saying. I'm not saying overlook them. I'm not saying overlook them by any stretch of the means. But if we play like that, Eagles ain't got no chance. Go Broncos, baby.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I just don't want to end up with this game embarrassed. I think that's my big thing. I think we have a lot of potential and if we could just stay consistent, and injuries are killing us, but I think we need to stay consistent from that last game. Between the Dallas game and this game, if we could stay consistent going to the bye week, we have a lot to look forward to going into our AFC West opponents, just like you said. We've only played one AFC West game at this point in the season.
And for the love of God, no more injuries, please.
Yes. Can we please stay healthy? I love Kenny Young. I think that was probably the best pickup that we had this season. And shout out to George Payton. I think everything that he's done so far this year between the draft and picking up of Kenny Young and some of those guys. Weatherly on the outside, he's another one that's playing very well for us. Absolutely amazing. I'm super excited for this game. I'm super excited to walk out of this with a win. Join us back here at halftime for the halftime hash. I'll be here to break down what we saw in the first half. And as always, Rob, thank you so much for joining on. I appreciate you jumping in on me with me. I appreciate you hitting me up and letting me know that you were available. Thank you so much. And as always, we're going to sign off with a good hearty
Go Broncos.
Broncos.